Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and we got a very powerful show coming your way today. We got this fantastic guest. We're going to be talking about a topic that me and Michelle haven't talked about on the air or television or any of that before. So I am excited to have this guest come on the show today and explains a multitude of things on how certain products and how certain things interact to help try to resolve a lot of different problems, including mental health. So I'm excited about this show today, and I tell you, I want to get the radio, TV, live podcast, YouTube, everything linked up at the same time. So Todd, let's do it.
It's Your Life is sponsored by James J.C. Cooley.
Life is a series of circles and cycles, phases and stages. These are your experiences that teach you the lessons of life. You can either ignore them or embrace them. Welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life. James is a motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the James Cooley Foundation. James is here to equip you to strive for greatness and to overcome adversity. It's time to get equipped today for the challenges of tomorrow. Now, here's the host of It's Your Life, James Cooley.
Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and we got an absolutely fantastic show coming your way today. And I think, audience, I think that you might want to be involved in the conversation because we're going to talk about a multitude of a lot of things. And hey, Todd, I'm excited about the show today, man.
Me too. You got a great guest. I'm really looking forward to it. Got my notepad out. A couple back.
So wherever you're watching us at, whether you're watching us on E360 television, Transfer TV, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and over 55 other live platforms, welcome to the show. And if you want to be part of the show, all you have to do is just go to the platform that you're watching us or listening to us on. Ask any question that you might have, and I promise you we'll get you an answer. Or you can pick up that phone and call the radio station, KCBQ, AM 1170, Answer FM 96.1 at 1-888-344-1170. Michelle, I am excited. I'm excited about this guest. What are your thoughts so far?
Oh, well, you're right. This is a topic we haven't discussed on the show. So I'm all for, taking care of my mental health and also interested in this amazing skincare line that contributes to it. So we're going to have our guests talk a little bit about it, how it all started. So we're raring to go.
Oh, Michelle, can you do the honors by introducing the title of the show, the purpose of the show, and introduce this absolutely fantastic guest?
Yes, the title of today's show is Beyond the Blemish, how Envio Skin Health is bridging the gap between skin health and mental well-being. And we're having a discussion with Janice Harris. She's an entrepreneur and a certified public accountant. We're going to understand what psychodermatology means, the impact of skin conditions on mental health well-being, Envio Skin Health holistic approach, and future directions in skincare and mental health. So Janice Harris, again, she's a certified public accountant and entrepreneur with a flair for founding and leading ventures in dermatology, pharmaceuticals, and e-commerce. She's known for her innovative approaches that drive financial growth and improve operational efficiency. Presently, Janice serves as a founding board member of Envio Skin Health, a brand innovating at the intersection of emotional well-being and psychodermatology to provide unique skincare solutions. Her strategic insights and leadership skills have significantly contributed to positioning Envio as a pioneer in its field. Please welcome to the show, Janice Harris.
How you doing, Janice? How you doing?
How are you?
Well, we're excited. We're excited to have you on the show. We're excited about the topics that we're going to discuss, and we're just going to educate our viewers and our listeners. So, Jan, can you tell our viewers and listeners a little bit more about you, where you grew up, what made you click, why you're so passionate about what you do?
Sure. And first of all, thank you for having me on the show, Dr. Cooley. And I found it interesting in reading about you that we both really do have the same career focus in a way. We've noticed that teens are a vulnerable part of our population, and we're trying to use our skill sets in our voice to help them set up for success in adulthood. So we definitely have that similarity. A little bit about me. I was born in this little town called Grand Island, New York, outside of Buffalo. And we moved south to Southwest Florida, Naples and Fort Myers area when I was about 5 with my family. I love everything about the water. Grew up on the water, boating, fishing, scuba diving. I love the beach. For fun, I love spending time with my family, especially my daughter and her fiance and our furry companions, Archie and Penny. I try to maintain a healthy lifestyle by exercising regularly. I like to go to the gym and just love to read and constantly learn, and love being close to the beach here in Naples, and love to just go for a nice leisurely stroll on the beach.
Wow. So I see you wear a multitude of hats. So what inspired you to not only become a CPA, but an entrepreneur, and to do all these other things that you do, even have time to work with our youth and young adults?
Yeah.
What inspired you to do all these things?
Well, the entrepreneur part is easy to answer. I think that since I was in middle school, I've really always enjoyed business. I would have a lemonade stand and such, and it wasn't really about the money. It was more about really the socializing and such. So I just, being an entrepreneur, every day is new, and it's filled with opportunities to create something. And I like to fulfill that part of my passion. So as far as the businesses that I've started, I like that I've created something, and I like bringing, multiple just different brains together, that are completely different brains than I have, and getting something off the ground, launching a product, especially. As far as why I chose to be a CPA, it's kind of funny. My folks grew up, my father, especially in the Great Depression, and he was a physician, and my mother was a nurse, and most of my family, I have a large family, were in healthcare. So he really didn't understand when I said, I might study, something other than healthcare. So he called me up when I was about a sophomore in college and said, well, if you're going to do business, we think you need to be a certified public accountant. So I did that. I studied finance and accounting, and I still use it to this day. It's a great background, understanding financial statements. So I did work in public accounting the first 4 years after college.
Wow. So if you had to, and I always throw this up, I guess, if you had to pick one adjective out to describe who Jan is, what would be that adjective, and why?
Good question. I would say that I'm dedicated. You can count on me. So I've been thrown into situations where I had no idea what I was doing. One of them would be, one of the businesses we exited about 5 years ago with, making pharmaceutical drugs, filing drug applications with the FDA. So I understood that part of it because of filling out tax applications or tax returns and such. So I just, I was leading a team of all these people that I didn't know what they were doing, but I loved it because, they call it cross-functional teams. So I was dedicated, I was determined, and we got several drugs approved, and then we, through the FDA, had them scaled up to manufacture, to commercialize them, hired the salespeople, and got that off the ground. So I was dedicated. I would say that's probably the main adjective I would use.
Dedication, that's what it's all about, because if you're dedicated and your heart is into what you're doing and your mindset, you focus on making sure that your teams, your organization, your product is going to be the best that it can be. I've got 1 minute before the break, but was it difficult choosing the career field that you chose, or did you begin by going with trial and error, and then you said, I like this one, this is what I'm gonna stick with?
I think I'm just kind of, we'll get into that, but the business that I'm in now is much more my passion project. So it was difficult for me to select my education career. And like I said, I still use the finance and CPA license, but I'm much more creative than I ever thought I was. And I kind of came into that in the last, say, 10 years.
Last 10 years. So we're going to talk about that. We got to take a station break. But we're going to come back. We're going to dive off into your company, your business, and all the things that you're doing. And so I tell you, if you want to be part of this great conversation that we're having with Jan, all you have to do is just go to the platform that you're on, ask any questions that you might have, or pick up the phone, dial 1-888-344-1170. It's your life. And we'll see you shortly after the break.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity coming up on It's Your Life with James 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐄𝐂𝐓.
Is here to equip you to strive for greatness and overcome adversity. It's time to get equipped today for the challenges of tomorrow. Now, here's the host of It's Your Life, Dr. James 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐄𝐂𝐓.
Hello, welcome back to It's Your Life. And I tell you, just getting a chance to know a little bit more about Jan in the first segment, I always set the stage for the meat of what we're going to talk about. Now, just like I told you, she got so many things that she's doing. Just so wonderful, wonderful young lady that's out with her products and trying to help gap a lot of things as it relates to mental health, as it relates to our youth, young adults, and just bringing things together. So I am so excited. It's like I mentioned to you, Jan, to have you on for you to talk about things. Now I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Michelle 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐄𝐿𝐓. She's going to take over and she's going to do her thing.
Hi, Jan. So tell us about Envio Skin Health and how this all came about.
Okay, so Envio Skin Health leads the way. We feel like we're the first brand to recognize online the intersect of your skin and your mental health, and we call that psychodermatology. And we're using a friendly and optimistic approach. We offer a comprehensive prescription grade skincare, and while we're recognizing the need for mental health counseling. So a little bit about how we came up with the idea. It was really born out of heartfelt conversations with my daughter and I. She co-founded this company with me, and it was our desire to work with the teenage group, and also just conversations that we had long after she experienced her acne breakouts. It was really her first time she came home from college, and we were discussing what she, like, little things that she did. It was kind of funny because she said, yeah, Mom, yeah, I would go into the bathroom, and every break we had, and that powder, I'd make sure I have powder, and I was covering up my pimples. And her acne was moderate, but it hit me that we never really discussed how it was affecting her self-esteem.
Mm-hmm.
And it really kind of bothered me that she was saying that, oh yeah, like she never missed school or anything like that, but there were many times she was a very competitive athlete and such, and there were many times that she'd be kind of MIA, and I'd wonder where she was. And she says, oh yeah, I'd gone to the bathroom, with my compact to try to cover up my pink face. So me being her confidant, I realized at that time that there was definitely a need to make sure that teens are okay. And also at that same time, when she was about in college, the FDA, Food and Drug Administration, took the products that she had used. She started about 7th grade till about 11th grade using them. FDA took them over the counter because they realized that, number one, they're safe and effective. They've been in the market for years. And they realized that acne really is essentially an over-the-counter condition. The majority of people, I think there's 50 million people in the United States that have acne per year. And the majority of those folks, like 85%, treat themselves without going to a pediatrician or dermatologist. So we saw an unmet need, and we really just wanted to have a brand out there and it's working, so that, folks can either message her or message me or message our customer service messages to tell us about the experience they had, if they were bullied or whatever. And I had a lot of experience in product development, so I was extremely comfortable with navigating that landscape, because a couple of our products are they're OTC, so they are regulated by the agency and such. So that's really where we came from.
Well, you mentioned the word psychodermatology when you were describing Envio Skin Health. Can you tell the audience what exactly does that word mean?
It's really about it addresses the interaction between the mind and skin.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of people probably know, like, what hives are. So if you get hives and you're nervous about them, of course, they get worse and worse. And skin conditions like dermatitis and things like that they're very difficult to treat if they're exasperated by when you're anxious or you're upset. So the psychiatry part is more focused on the internal disease, the psycho part of it, and then the dermatology is focused on the external, the visible disease. And so that's where that's from. And there's all kinds of reports. About a third of dermatologic patients, they say, have psychological conditions. And your skin is your largest organ in your body. So it makes sense.
Exactly. That's the first thing that people see when they meet you, is your external appearance. And in today's society, especially like on social media or just in general television, the message is always, beautiful, clear skin, et cetera, et cetera. So this product, Envio Skin Health, can you tell audience, like, what type of first of all, what type of product line is available through Envio, and the type of ingredients that is used in the skincare line?
Sure. So eventually we hope to have, skincare lines that address any problematic skin. But initially, we've started with acne because it resonates with our story as parent and child. And it's so we have an acne treatment line that's geared toward all ages with mild to moderate acne, and we provide it in a simple kit form with instructions how to use. So we have a 5% benzoyl peroxide cleanser with aloe to start with. And then we have, it's a beta hydroxy acid, a 2% OTC. It's an acne spot treatment, which can be used for mild to moderate acne. And then what Carol formulated was, because when she was, she was using the first two products I mentioned when she was a teen and preteen, and she thought it was, counterintuitive to actually use a moisturizer. So she was a part of the development for sure of the moisturizer that we have. And so we made it in a gel form. So it's a gel hydrator with hyaluronic acid, so it locks in some of the moisture. And then one of my favorite products is that we have a cranberry clarifying clay mask, and it's just really soothing. And it's kind of for your Sunday afternoon and your Wednesday afternoon, use it a couple times a week.
So Jan, what is the target audience for the skincare, for the Envio Skin Health? Is it across the board, teenage, just everybody? Is it going to be used by males as well?
Yes. Oh, yes. We definitely, with the colors and everything and the branding, we were very interested in having it be unisex. So we're definitely unisex, and it's primarily, I would say the majority of our customers are, preteens and hormonal teens, middle school and high schoolers. And then we also have the women in their late 30s, 40s. But really anyone can use it, because it's, as long as your skin isn't super sensitive as far as the cleanser goes, because it really is just cleaning out your pores. And then the sal acid it's 100% organic, and it comes from willow tree bark, and it really just kind of exfoliates your skin, similar to maybe any other products that that exfoliate your skin. So like I say, I still use it. I don't use the cleanser every day, but it just keeps your pores clean and feeling fresh.
So we have a question from Dr. Balin A. Durr. She wants to know, how does your treatment approach address both mental health and skin health? So can you answer that question?
We have partnered with, I can say the name right of the organization. It's called betterhelp.com. It's a national mental health counseling, and they provide our customers with their first month free. So 4 sessions. Okay. And, the acne may not come up right away. They're talking about, they're not counseling on, details of how to use the product. We have that in our information, but they counsel I guess it would be their client, our customers, on how a lot of it becomes their self-esteem, and if they're depressed, and encouraging them to stay with the routine, because we hear, they don't tell us details, but they'll say, oh, they've tried it for a week and they don't think it's any better. So encouraging them to stick with the program for at least 3 months and see the results. And like I said, we're for mild to moderate acne. The next phase would be antibiotics, and those would be prescription. So
Jan, how does your product line, how does Envio's product line how does it differentiate from other, it's like skincare lines that, they want to promote, healthy skincare, but also they're tying into, your product ties into the mental health aspect of it, how your skin or your perception of your skin can affect your mental health. Like you mentioned, depression, anxiety, just low self-esteem. So how does that differentiate with other products?
Well, as far as the other, our story is genuine of why the brand exists in our experiences. So that's probably the first thing, how we differentiate ourselves. A second item is the fact that our products were prescription grade up until about 2011, I believe it was 2012. The FDA took them over the counter. So it's, some of our products are cosmetics, and they just don't require that much regulation and stability and all that science supporting stuff. So that's a differentiator as well. And there's been so much research done in the US, the UK, India. I've read all kinds of studies and participated in many acne studies when I was working in dermatology clinics that
I tell you, we're going to take a station break, but I am enjoying this discussion, and we're going to pick it back up when we get back, because we got so much more that we want to talk about. So if you want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is go to the platform that you're watching us on, or pick up the phone, dial 1-888-344-1170. Again, that's 1-888-344-1170. It's your life. And we'll see you shortly after the break.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity. Coming up on It's Your Life with James Cooley.
Noah Dingley here, producer of The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. And the new audio version of James' book, Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet, is a must-have. James shares his true life story of struggle and success in America. It's both a cautionary tale and a roadmap to achieving the American dream. Get the new audio version of Country Boy, City Boy, A Journey That Ain't Over Yet by James Cooley on Amazon.com or wherever audiobooks are sold.
I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley from the United States of America, and I am here to just say, first of all, I'm so happy and honored to be honored to be in the Coffee Book 2023, Unified Brain Z, and the other organizations. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this collection.
We live in a world today that people don't even care about how people see them. Don't realize that we can affect an entire generation and build our character. But you gotta do it with these 4 C's. Create, collaborate, then you commit with confidence. Create, collaborate, then you commit with confidence. It's the 4 C's. It's the 4 C's. In this life you are gonna grow, but there's things in this world that you gotta know. To be the best that you can be, you wanna grow real big into a strong tree. To be who you were created to be, the one who's gonna leave a legacy is you. But you got to have these 4 C's. Create, collaborate, then you commit with confidence. Create, collaborate, then you commit with confidence. It's the 4 C's. It's the 4 C's.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and just enjoying this discussion with Jan and talking about our products. And we also talk about mental health. We're talking about a whole magnitude of things. And we're going to continue to carry on that discussion. As I mentioned, 4C's: create, collaborate, commit with confidence. You guys saw the commercial. That's what I believe life is all about, is having those 4C's, where anything that we do in life, if we are confident in what we're doing, the 4C's create what we call the big C: character. Character is the most important thing, I believe, in anybody's world. And what Jan is talking about is, I can tell that she is using those 4C's, and just her interaction, just the way that she's expressing this, it's all about character, because she loves her product. She loves people. She loves you. So just hey, Todd, I want to get your comments so far, man. What you think? Todd, are you still there? I think Todd might have stepped away for a second or so. But Jan, you created this and you're working with all these things. Let's discuss more the impact of the skin condition on mental well-being when it comes to social or societal pressures and personal discomfort. You mentioned about your daughter, and you also mentioned about teens growing up, and as we all grew up, acne, all this other type of stuff, and it could lead to depression. It could lead to this. It could lead to a person not understanding that these things happen in life, that we'll get past them. And but you reached out even further and you started developing product. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, psychodermatology's been around quite some time. It's just that we just think we're here to raise the awareness for it. Again, from our personal experience, and then not to be too negative, but there are, the studies show that there's suicidal behavior among children and adolescents with skin disorders, which acne is one of them. So, it's that sad. So that's a fact that we want to raise awareness, so that if you're a parent or a guardian with your teen and you think it's just, oh, it's not that bad, hopefully if you see our brand, even if you don't buy from us, we'll give you the free mental health counseling for a month, the once a week, just to talk, just to see where where your child is, because the suicide attempts reported were in the range of about 22% in patients with acne, and it's growing. And part of that is just, online behavior and just life as it is now. So, as far as things go, the pediatricians, the dermatologists are, they're becoming a lot more aware of this. Let's face it, like, kids are running around now with a camera in their phone, in their hand all the time with their phones. So they can take a picture at any time. And if you don't feel like you look good or something like that. So, but, emotional stress just exasperates it. And so our product line addresses all those facets, as far as you can use the clay mask. And if you're focusing on the fact that you put the mask on and you're trying to relax and read a book or something, step away from the phone. And then even there's research that shows that, when you're washing your face, you're kind of saying, okay, I'm washing away my day, like, think about that. And that's some of the things that counselors talk to them about, that, okay, somebody called you, something ugly, not so pleasant today in 8th grade. So, when you go home and wash your face that night, let's forget about that and put that behind us and move forward.
Yeah, I want to give Jan a shout out. She's somewhere, Carolyn Galloway, saying, "Go, Jan." And Dr. Ballard Durr, who is a child psychologist, is asking you another question. Is how do you determine if your client should be referred to your therapy partner?
That's self-determined. So if they suggest it to us, we automatically they get the free when they buy from us, they automatically get the code. So that's not our decision. We're not in the position to make that decision.
Holistic medicine or holistic practices or approach to skincare. Do you guys kind of use both, or it's just modern medicine that you all create from your products?
Our products have, all of our products have botanicals in them, even our cleanser, which benzoyl peroxide is known to be irritating. That's kind of what it does. It irritates and cleans out the pores and cleans the bacteria out. We formulated with aloe in it to calm the skin a little bit. And then, like I mentioned, our mask has the cranberry in it. And we have tea tree oil and other various like antioxidants and botanicals in the products that we consider to be, holistic.
How do you guys go about determining what products or what plants or what, you mentioned cranberry, we mentioned all this, need to be a part of a product that you guys making to resolve certain issues that might occur on the skin?
As for the actual acne treatments, which are our first two products I mentioned, our cleanser and our it's a salicylic acid 2%. That I know from experience in working in dermatology and developing pharmaceuticals for 20 some odd years, but I also know from meetings with FDA regulatory affairs and quality folks that those two ingredients of benzoyl peroxide and salicylic acid, they make up about, I think it's like 95% or more of what's used for over the counter for acne. So that's how that works. And then as for the other products, we rely on the knowledge of the chemists and the formulators that are on our team to suggest what we would use to help. Like, for example, the gel hydrator, what ingredients would be beneficial for our customers.
So do your team meet with a group of other teams to identify what's required, to identify new things that are coming about, and just discuss the risks, if there is any risk, but the pros and cons on creating these type of products and effect? Can you talk about that a little bit? We got about 2 minutes before the break.
Yes, I mean, we're constantly in discussions with our developers. We're working on additional product lines for different dermatology indications, in addition to acne, that are, more chronic skin conditions that are related to psychodermatology. And we're very specific and have very high quality standards before we select a facility to make a product for us.
Do your organization engage in the communities, schools, etc., to get the product out there that these things are needed in order
We do. Yeah, we've noticed that the grade 12 and under, so the high school and middle school is too early, and primarily that's because our products are over the counter and they're regulated by the agency. So we found that colleges are much more interested. So we've had many colleges ask us. There's a seminar today at University of Michigan. The Women's Network reached out and asked for samples.
Hey, Jen, hold that thought. My producer telling me we need to take a break. We're gonna come back and we're gonna address that when we get back. So
Thank you.
This is such intriguing. Lots and lots of information, especially, if you got a teenager or middle school or you're grown yourself, that you want to understand a lot better on how certain things affect us, especially when it comes to our skin. Continue to listen to this great lady, and she's going to continue to bring it to you. If you want to be part of the conversation, regardless of which platform you're on, all you have to do is just go to that platform, ask any question that you might have. I promise you we'll get you an answer. So pick up the phone, down 1-888-344-1170. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
There's more stories of greatness to help you overcome adversity coming up on It's Your Life with James 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐄𝐂𝐓. The J.C. 𝐂𝐂𝐓 Foundation is a nonprofit organization
I've seen a smile convey I love you. I'm proud of who you are. The one that keeps us close when we're apart. Talking from the darkness of all that we've been through. It seems that there might be a way to leave behind the loneliness we've known and live again life of
Hello, welcome back to the James 𝐂𝐎𝐓 Show. It's Your Life, and I am thoroughly intrigued and understanding and learning a whole lot, not just from the skincare perspective, but the research that Jan is doing with other organizations, because I do believe that our youth and our young adults are our future leaders of tomorrow. And I do believe that we have to do all we can to help make sure their mindset is right, and that they know that certain things happen in life, especially acne, etc. It's going to kind of throw them off a little bit, but not to lose hope, because that's just a temporary thing that's happening. And Jan has went out and created products and working with other organizations to help resolve some of these things to get rid of a lot of the mental health, as Jan, you had mentioned. Like some kids think about suicide, think about this, and they're like, I can't take no selfies of myself. I don't look right, and all this other type of stuff. uh,
Yeah.
but that is true. It's true.
Yeah. It
Uh,
is. Yeah.
and not knowing that this too will pass. It's just a
That's right.
part of growing up and experiencing these things. And but I'm just so happy what your organization is doing,
Well, thank you.
and
I'm happy with what you're doing as well. Yeah.
yeah. So where we left off at is I was asking you about the communities getting out, the schools, et cetera,
Mhm.
passing and educating the people out there that yes, these things happen. These are my products. I've been working with these organizations, and I believe that this can help resolve a lot of things from a lot of different perspectives. Can you pick it up
Mhm.
from there again?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. There's we're just trying to raise awareness so that like I said from the beginning, I didn't really realize the effect that it had on my daughter and several of her teammates and classmates on their self-esteem, and how possibly they may have benefited if they had someone they were speaking to that was a professional once a month, a mental health counselor, to say, you know, this too shall pass, and remind them from, outside at that age. Also, the parental units aren't exactly who a teenager wants to always get advice from. Some may. So the discussion around mental health is just, it's been increasingly more open, a large part from the pandemic, and the connection between mind and body, are just more research now. So um, we like to think that there's a one study that I've read that it just says care of the skin is an act of kindness. It sends a powerful message to your brain through either innate or learned pathways. So, like I said earlier, if you're washing your face and you're 12 years old and you made fun of that day because you had a pimple, wash that away, forget about it, because that's what we don't want. Is we don't want these kids ruminating and thinking that they're less of a person because they have this breakout and other kids don't. And it so
Yeah. So what can parents and teachers, for say,
mhm,
when especially teachers when they're dealing with 30 or 40 kids in their class,
right.
especially the young females that probably take acne, etc., a little bit more seriously than the guys. Guys do too. I'm not saying that it's not unisex.
Right.
What can the parents and what can the educators do to ensure that they get the message out that this is only temporary. This is part of growing up.
Mhm.
Uh, uh,
That yeah, that's a great question, and that's interesting because there were several like brand dermatology companies that in the past would provide during PE class physical education about cleanliness because it was more about health and physical fitness. Um, so we have looked into that because that brand no longer does that, and it's just like a one pager where they talk about just a lot of the things that we hear our customers say is that when they're saying my face is dirty, is it dirty? Like, why do I have this kind of thing? I mean, these are 11-year-old kids, 12-year-old kids. We're like, no, your face isn't dirty. It's just your bacteria, it's your hormones, and everyone's different. God made everyone different for a reason. And so, as far as the teachers go, it's definitely awkward to do it one-on-one. So it's much better for a group setting to do like a handout and have the discussion about what it really is. And acne is kind of a boring word, so or they call it zits and things like that, and discuss really what it is, and then you know not mention a particular brand or anything like that, but washing your face, even if it's with the soap you have at home, depending on who the kid is. Um, and trying to keep your face, wash it every day, at least twice a day kind of thing. So I have tried to do it one-on-one, and it's not, unless you're really close to the person, I wouldn't recommend that for the teachers. Again, I would do it in the physical education class, like say 5th grade.
I kind of like that.
Start then.
I kind of like getting, because you had mentioned earlier in the show, our kids sometimes, as parents, they're not going to open up to us like they would with a lot of folks.
Right.
But if there is a partnership with schools where they bring someone like you in to explain that these things are going to happen, don't worry about boom, 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 boom. Just continue to stay motivated, continue to stay active, and this too will pass. Now, I'm not trying to just throw it out there, but I just like your conversation that you all might want to enlist her services. Fly her all across, all across the planet, all across the United States, educating your students in your schools and your classroom. You're going to enhance harmony. You're going to enhance inspiration. You're going to enhance everything, because this young lady right here is doing what she loved doing.
Thank you. Yeah, and the early treatment, it just helps any kind of problem, but the early treatment can just help by clearing the skin and preventing it from worsening and for the scarring. That then they get to be a senior and they're in college and they have, scarring, and that's superficial. So it's more, that's that's been in the past what we focused on.
I deal with a lot of schools, and especially juniors and seniors, right? And it's popularity for pretty much most, but it's these kids are trying to figure out where they are going to fit in the society, and it's just so important that we have professionals like you to come in and help educate and teach. They don't have to buy the product, but educate them. They
right.
want to buy the product. I got another question, because we only got about 2 minutes on the show. The body's made up of 6 trillion cells that all listen to each other. Wow. Our thoughts release chemicals, hormones that affect our body, including our skin. This is Dr. Balin Adair, child psychologist. How would you respond to that?
Is he or she speaking about
It's she. She is speaking
cortisol
on the makeup of the body. I mean, I'm not sure if she's talking about cortisol, but the body is made up of 6 trillion cells and all talking to each other.
Right.
Our thoughts are chemicals and hormones that affect our body and our skin. I think she's just making a comment. That's all.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that's what we, the whole wellness idea of, to release the cortisol, the stress hormone, it floods our bodies when we feel stressed. So it causes your breathing to quicken, push oxygen through your blood faster. And there's been research done and studies done that, okay, if you feel like you're doing something to control that, you have a routine, okay? And like whether it's Envio that you're getting in the mail, you don't have to ask your parents about it, or whether you're buying it from Target, wherever you're buying your product, or doing something to help yourself, you feel more in control of the situation. So then that lowers your cortisol. And then, it releases, hopefully you can do something that releases the serotonin, so that it's a happy hormone, so that you're feeling more happy about it. But I think a lot of it is like you're feeling a little bit more like you're doing something to help your situation, and you're sticking to a routine.
Oh, sticking to a routine. We got 10 seconds left. I want to thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having me.
To come on the show. Well deserved, well put, great show. And I'm telling you, I enjoyed it. I know that our viewers and our listeners enjoyed it. I'm sure that my producer, Todd, KCBQ, AM/7 Answer, FM 96.1, and other 55 live streaming platforms enjoyed that. Want everybody to know that we on Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's Your Life, and we also syndicated on Sunday.
Thanks for joining us for the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life. To learn more about Dr. James Cooley and how you can support the show or become a guest, visit CooleyFoundation.org. Join James for more motivation and inspiration to help you become equipped today for the challenges of tomorrow. This has been It's Your Life with Dr. James Cooley, where you learn how to dream big, think big, and be big in everything you do.
It's Your Life is sponsored by James J.C. Cooley.